Hello there, and welcome to another edition of the Global Economic Outlook. My name is Philip, and as usual, I'll be taking you through the major events in the global economy. This week, the main story is titled Nigeria's economy grows by 0.51%, but the effect is hardly noticeable. So, the National Bureau of Statistics actually released the data for the first quarter of 2021, which shows that Nigeria's GDP, which is the measure of economic growth, actually increased by 0.51%. This is actually an improvement on what was recorded in the last quarter of 2020, when Nigeria exited recession and grew by 0.11%. But the level of growth is too marginal, and the effect is barely noticeable anyway. In fact, even though the inflation results the data shows that there has been an improvement, that inflation has actually slowed down to 18.2%. This also is barely noticeable because the prices are just skyrocketing everywhere, and you wonder, if inflation is actually slowing down. But again, you can't argue with data, and of course, sometimes these things actually lag reality. And it might take some time, especially when the growth rate is marginal, for Nigerians to feel any effect of what is actually going on. But maybe it gives some optimism that, of course, things will turn around very soon. But I believe Nigerians are praying that it will be much faster than it is currently. So that is it for the main story uh, this week. So the other things we discussed, we talk about Amazon buying MGM, Metro Golden Mayer, for about $8.45 billion. One thing is clear: Amazon is continuing to diversify its business, trying to get a chunk, of every part of the market, which is good because in the long run, you never really know which would be most important in contributing to your growth. So I believe Amazon is positioning themselves appropriately. They already have an Amazon studio, so all they will do is just to see how the deal can work to their benefits in a strategic way. Okay, also we talk about YouTube being the most widely used social media platform in the US. This is not surprising. Facebook and Instagram complete the top three, which means that, of course, YouTube, takes the lead in that aspect. So the last thing we talk about the most beautiful mountains in the world, and you see the Swiss Alps in Switzerland, Mount Logan in Canada. Talk about the Bogda Peak in China, Grand Teton in US, Huayna Picchu in Peru, and some other big names even in that, especially for those who love to trek or those who love to catch a view of the mountainside. These are locations you might consider for your next vacation. So that's it on the global economic outlook for this week. The only thing is that last week we had the second live edition of the global economic outlook. You can watch actually on our YouTube channel. The topics discussed include the African Continental Free Trade Area. Then we discussed about fintechs in Nigeria, and then, of course, we talked about managing your personal economy, talked about Bitcoin. You I believe it's something you really want to see because the panelists really did a good job on that. So we'll be back with you next time with another edition of the